Hello and welcome to Warblog. Today we're looking at a random game. Although I know which one it is, I was just looking at it for some reason. It's here on row 60. I don't really know what it's about, to be quite honest. Sangin. Now I get the feeling that I pulled this out from the news because it's not a Wikipedia thing, etc. But there's obviously a lot written in here. But it's going back to the time when I would say things like not really sure about the units involved and have just guessed. Really, I wouldn't really say that now, and I wouldn't really write this much text. There's very little detail on Taliban units, but and there's no objectives either. But I was looking down here at the order of battle, and we've got here Afghan 201 Corps Infantry 2nd Brigade 1st Battalion Company. But it's actually got a regimental unit there, but that's just, I could just take those little lines out and, so they are what they are. Let's just see what the BBC has to say about it. So the battle for Sangin. Local Taliban commander and 50 fighters have been killed in overnight fighting in Sangin in Helmand province, the Afghan Interior Minister says. The government forces have been trying to recapture the area from the Taliban, who say they control the district. Okay. So basically we've got to take Sangin. I'm just really interested in having a little blast on the game, really. Which is interesting because Sangin seems to already be controlled by the Afghans, so presumably we've got to take it. So we've got 2 in defence. For an 8 in attack, so that's going to be like a 2-to-1, isn't it? So we've got 2 in defence, probably doubled in the light urban to 4, plus we've got a surround. Yeah, let's see what happens. What else have we got? Probably want to do it before they dig in or anything. Oh, this unit can't do anything, so that needs to be updated. Well, that was lucky, but I was just looking at that. If I'd had the other one in, that would have been at least. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Oh, I know why. Because we were at infantry attacking mechanized units, so our score was down on that. There was mechanized present. So unless we had mechanized, we wouldn't. So that was interesting. But we won, and so those units will have been eliminated. We can't move in yet. So there's already 2 things I can do to update this. And what else do we want to do? We've got all these sort of random units just wandering around randomly. Well, this bridge looks fairly useful, so I think we need to sort of like keep that bridge because it's the only crossing point for this unit. Well, they got some air power, but it doesn't look like it has a lot, so I'm not going to use it. Might have been useful if we were still battling. We've got 2 reinforcements here. They probably don't want to go, do they? So let's move them into... Oh no, they've just appeared. So, we'll take Sanguine. So I have to put that as an objective. And we've stacked out as much as we can there. Well, the Taliban look like they have control. Still got that. Okay, so we put some special forces in. I sort of remember this, but I don't know why they landed there. Okay, what can the special forces do? They can cross rivers. And go through zones of control. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Because they're nicely stacked. 0.8. Okay, so we've got some reinforcements up here. I don't think we moved those, did we? Okay, do they want to attack this special force unit? Why not? Well, they don't. One of them we don't want to use that one because we'll get the same odds, I believe, because we'll be 1-to-1, and I don't want to do a 1-to-1 because I don't want to have to retreat, so there's no point in doing that. So they're just going to recover. It looks like we've got one more use of that, but if it's better than last time, that's quite good. Gives us a bit of an edge. Let's see what we can do here. It's a tough call, but they are special forces. But I think their special force factor only counts when they're doing less than 5, just like the irregulars. Let's just see. This could be terrible. This could be a 1-to-2. That was a 1-to-1. 33, so they were both 5 times 3, which is 15. So that was quite impressive, but there was just an exchange on that. But okay, and here a few more units. Right, so they're slowly sort of moving down. Do they want to do a 1-to-1? Why not? An exchange. Got no more air power. Do we really want to try another 1-to-1? No, I don't. So they've recovered. They've recovered. So that might be a 2-to-1 now. But they'll lose their dug-inness. But we can always try an attrition. .6. So we're getting a steady flow of reinforcements. I wonder when these other reinforcements come on. See, I think these appeared there with the intention of supporting what was going on there, but obviously they lost on the first turn, so it was too late. Well, at least that allows him to recover and now dig in as well. Going to leave them there. These guys are going to move there. And let's do an attrition. .4. Well, that's more like it, because those things will add up. We can do an attrition back. Hadn't thought of that. Unsuccessful. So we're shadowing these Afghan units. Forgot to do the attrition. I'll not do an attrition back. Look at this, there's a steady stream of them coming through. Might have been worth somehow taking this bridge with the special forces and then holding it with these units. That would have been an interesting strategy. probably attack that stack. Let's do that. This should be like 7-1. And let's do the attrition in here. Okay, so here come the big units. Do an attrition here. And an attrition here. Okay, well they got to where they wanted to be. They're going to take ages, aren't they? Okay, so we've got a little more now. Let's just see what the odds are on that. It's going to be a 1-to-1. We've got 2 damage against them. That was good. Four to 1. Might have to start fighting. Next turn, I think. Next turn I'll do a special forces attack, leaving these ones out of it. If I get a retreat, I can at least reinforce with these. Let's do an attrition. Although they are on 3s. I think one more attrition at the very least. And then okay. Oh, it's so delicately balanced within the context of where we are at the moment. I think I could have done a better strategy, but what I'm thinking here is Next turn we'll have this stack, and we can move that stack there, and we can get everything onto that. But that would mean I'd come out of my defences. But so that's good odds. But will we get to the next turn? Because knowing that, they might very well do an assault. And we're down to 3s, although if we defend we'll be down to 2s. So we might not be around next turn. Let's hold on for a turn. See what these guys do. So we can move there. He's sort of blocked with that unless he can move him out of the way. But my intention, and he's on 0.4 and he's on 0.4, was to attack that, and I'm going to go for it because all we need is to win. And I don't think adding these is going to make any difference. An exchange, that was I don't like to think of this game as gambling, but I felt like a gamble. You know, I felt like I was flashing the thing on a one-armed bandit. See, this would have just taken up to 38. I would have needed nearly 50 to get 2-to-1 odds on that. But that could have been an attack of retreat or a defend of retreat. So that was the attack that could have destroyed them, and it didn't. Now here, what I want to do is try and destroy that. An exchange. Oh, it's all very difficult. Okay, so the Taliban really have no choice now. I mean, they've been knocked back so many times on that. So we'll move that. I mean, if we can destroy a special force unit, which we won't because they're about to retreat there. Unless we can take that first. There's actually a possibility because we might get 2 attacks because we're stationary. So what I'm going to try and do first is attack this stack, leaving one of these units like that. Because they just moved there, didn't they? So their movement is, yeah, so they both got to be in the attack. So we'll put him, and him. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that should be a 5-to-1 plus any other factors. Surround should be another sort of, that should be a 5-to-1, possibly a 6-to-1. Well, I don't know how I got that. Oh, they're dug in, aren't they? No, that was a pain because now I don't have any. Now I don't have enough to attack this stack. Well, I'm just going to have to do what I can. Oh, look at that. That was a 1-to-1 and a DR. And they retreated to there. Now, if I'd taken that hex, the battle for Sangin is really something else. I don't think I've got any more movement at all, really. Well, now the question is, do they want to move back into there and try that major attack? They're special forces, so they're designed to take a risk. But we've still got this problem of we need to get this unit in there. Three to one on the DR. Okay. This might cut some mustard. So we just need a big number. He's not going to be as strong. Did it? So we take Sangin. Well, that was interesting. I mean, the odds just, they'll always be like that, but I think they just got to really just try and do something here. It's not over for them, but perhaps they should have been a bit more careful about being surrounded. Well, they've really pounded that US Special Force unit. The thing is, they don't gain any Special Force bonuses in defence, so they're not invulnerable. But see, I don't want to leave these two infantry units stacked alone. I think they're quite tough as they are, so I'm going to leave it as it is, and everyone can recover. It's a steady stream of Taliban units coming from there. It's quite surreal, really. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I thought I was moving him. Oh well. Well, they're just doing what the Taliban do, so they're doing an outrageous attack. And I don't have any irregular units here, so maybe I should put some of those in. And that was that. So they've been well and truly repulsed. I'm going to leave it at that, because I really can't see them taking Sangin back. Not without being sort of insane. I mean, it's possible, if we could regroup, we could recover down to one depression, get all these reinforcements, but we'd be fighting at 1-to-1 odds, and it would be just a case of how the dice rolls. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Okay, we'll leave it at that, and I'll speak to you later. Cheerio.